Hello. How do I know? Hi.
Okay, now I know. I kind of just wanted to say hi, I guess, at the start of this vlog. I normally am like, let's get freaking into it. But today I just wanted to say hi. And I think it's actually because I want to avoid going outside right now because I decided I should go for a run. But the wind is literally like howling. It's howling. It does not sound like it's going to be fun out there. It sounds like I'm going to be feeling like I'm getting whacked in the face. And I don't exactly want to do that, but I'm also on a little bit of a schedule because today is Christmas Eve. I typically spend my holidays in the city and I spend a lot of time alone, but also my brother and sister-in-law are in town as well, so we're going to go see Marty Supreme and get dinner. But before that, I was like, I'm going to take myself on a little date and I'm going to go to the Museum of the City of New York to see the little gingerbread houses that I've been so fascinated by. I always become a little bit of a grouch, I feel like, around this time of the year. I think it's probably a combination of like this like holiday cheer that's surrounding me that I can't quite get into. Like, I don't know, maybe this sense of just like hoping the new year will be different and knowing that I'm the one that has to make it different and feeling maybe a sense of discontent with where I'm at and a pressure about where I want to take myself. I have been trying to do a bit of reframing of my mindset around the new year, which I'll talk a little bit about later in this vlog. But for now, I need to go on this run. I need to stop procrastinating. I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm gonna do some fun things and kind of create my own little happy holiday in the city. So, yes, we'll see how it goes. Happens often, but I was just like very much having this feeling of like I'm so lucky to live here. It's such a diverse and like historic and just like creative city, and feeling kind of emotional about it. Yes, that's so good. Okay. She's like, enough of that. I feel so emotionally taxed after watching Marty Supreme, and I don't know why I thought anything different would happen. I just simply should have known better. I went in so, like, this is a movie about table tennis, about ping pong, like, woohoo. And then exited the theater, like, really needing to lay down. I'm home now, as you can see. And I know this about myself, and I'm in this phase right now where I'm like extremely movied. Like all I want to do is watch movies, and I can watch like movies back to back to back. So I think I'm gonna watch, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I will learn before the next time I say it. But I think I'm gonna watch a Joachim Trier film. I have recently decided that he, I think, is one of my very favorite directors. Just in the last like week, I've watched also August 31st, Sentimental Value, Louder Than Bombs, and tonight I think the other movie that's on Criterion that I can watch is Thelma, so maybe I'll do that, but I also kind of want to go back and watch like Reprise first. So I don't know, we'll see. I feel like he's such a dramatically different director than Josh Safdie, because his movies are a lot more quiet and patient and like pensive, kind of, or really just like with the character and their feeling. There's not a lot of explosive anxiety like building type of moment, so it's such radically different type of filmmaking, but I really like both. The other thing that's been on my mind besides a lot of movie watching has been just thinking about goals and stuff for the new year, which I know I kind of mentioned earlier today. Like, that's part of why I wanted to try to start getting back into like my habit of running, and I'm also trying to start studying French again. Like, all these habits that sort of got lost in the sauce of just like busy, stressful day-to-day life that I want to make intentional like space and time to return to, because they are things that like I care about and that I find rewarding, but they're just effortful, and sometimes it's hard to be effortful. And I went kind of berserk when I was planning my goals for 2026. Hold on, I'll give you a little taste. I'm a big journal girl, but I'm not gonna spend like a bunch of money on a journal. At this point in my life, a lined college-ruled notebook from CVS does just fine. But I like, I'm gonna hold this far away because I don't actually want the specifics for you to see, because it feels personal and I'm shy. Without even being able to see the details, you can tell that that's like probably way too many things to try to achieve in one year, especially considering the rest of my life is still, you know, going to need to be maintained. I still have a job to go to. I still have like relationships and commitments I need to attend to. So I went through everything and narrowed it down to like, what is the things I most care about achieving in 2026? And I decided that would kind of be my focus for like Q1 and kind of like onwards, depending on what I'm able to like get done, which I then turned into this like weekly calendar that I kind of mapped it out, a Sunday through Friday schedule, with Saturdays being really open for if I need a lazy day or if I just want to catch all day for things I didn't get to in the week. And anyway, this is all my really crazy, not like based on any science research way of saying I'm thinking a lot about my goals and how to intentionally take on the year of 2026. Something that I think I'm just trying. I don't know if it will work, but I'm just putting it out there as an idea to consider if you're someone who struggles with this. But I think that I'm somebody, when it comes to the idea of goals and the idea specifically of like things around habits too, like something like exercising, I can be extremely rigid about what that looks like. So like if I decide, okay, like one of my goals is to really take good care of my health this year, and I know that like moving my body is good for me, then in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I need to make sure I get like a workout that puts me at 100% of my effort every single day. And I need to make sure that I'm like doing this thing at 100%. And I'm also maintaining this habit and this habit and this habit. And like by the end of like the list of like all the things that I want to achieve, all the habits I want to maintain, like all of the commitments I want to be able to make the time for and show up 100% at, it starts to get actually impossible to do with the available time that I have. And I think that the rigidity that I kind of tend to approach goal setting with puts me in a position of either like being able to go at 100% with everything I want to do for like a really short period of time, like a couple weeks where I'm feeling really on top of everything. And then inevitably I kind of like crash out because it's just too much to expect myself to be able to follow through with at 100% indefinitely, without any kind of like break or rest or relaxation built into the routine. And so that's not a great option. And because I know that this happens a lot, then I kind of like ping pong to the exact opposite end of the spectrum, where I'm like, well, if I can't do it perfectly, if I can't do it 100% or in the exact way that I imagined, like in my perfect, you know, iteration of this habit or routine or project that I want to do, then I just won't do it. And I think that's where I found myself a lot of the times, which means that I don't really make a lot of forward progress on goals that require me to really change my routine or change my habits. So something that I kind of want to try, a new mindset that I'm trying to adopt for the new year, is sort of reframing my idea of what consistency looks like to be less so about being able to like have the exact same replicable 24 hours every single day. So looking at my week, looking at my month, like, is it possible that like for working on French, I can have a couple like long study sessions a week, or like with guitar and songwriting, like what are some days that I could like guarantee that I can work on this, even if it's not every day, like even if I'm not going on a run every day, it's like, can I go on a run a couple times a week? Maybe this is obvious to some of you, but I think because there are like so many like my 5 a.m. like routine that like allows me to show up the best every single day, and like how I achieve my goals by like grinding at it every single day. Like you see so many stories of success where the person just does the same thing every single day, and I don't know if that is how I function. I feel like I'm someone who like actually thrives a bit more, like I feel more energized and more clear like when there's a bit more variability within my weeks and months, and where I have like the sort of space and permission within myself to like, when I get excited about something, I can kind of lean into it instead of trying to temper my energy by like creating the exact same single day every single day. I'm looking to approach my goals with a little bit more balance between rigor and I guess like lenience, or kind of like intuition, like leaning into just energetically like what I feel excited about and where I feel I need to kind of like ease my foot on the gas. And I'm curious to see if like more of a weekly schedule when it comes to thinking about my goals rather than like this 24-hour cycle, like how that might help allow me to make more progress towards goals, because I'm just consistently working towards them. Maybe it's consistency at a slower rate, you know, it's not every single day, but I'm still kind of chipping away at it like with some regularity, versus these kind of like start and stop, going really hard, getting burnt out, stopping for a long time because I'm feeling intimidated and overwhelmed, and then suddenly getting like a kick in the butt and being like, I have to start again and I have to go really hard to like make up for the time I lost. Like this cycle is not fun and it's not sustainable. Whereas I just wonder if like allowing myself to move towards my goals at a rate that's like a little bit more realistic and a little bit less like grind set mindset, like if that will actually give me the opportunity to both achieve what I want to achieve and also kind of like appreciate my life and like experience the sort of peace and contentment that I am able to grasp onto now more fully, because I'm not so like filling every moment with like, I have to get away from where I'm at and I have to be extremely productive and I have to make every single moment count. Like I can breathe a little. And maybe that breathing room is like the breathing room combined with a little bit of pushing myself, a little bit of discipline, are the kind of keys to actually making tangible and sustainable change. So much milk. It's so tall.